So, you're a PhD student that wants to go into the industry after you graduate. Oh my dear, you can. Stay tuned to this video and I'll give you a little tips on how. Thank you for tuning in to the Professional PhD channel. I am Dr. Viola and I work in the medical industry. And I also have a PhD. So, I will tell you, it is not an easy thing to get into the medical industry as a new PhD grad. And that's why I'm bringing you this video, because I struggled. And if you're struggling, we can relate. I struggled for a long time to get into this industry, but I'm in. And there's a saying that goes, once you're in, you're in. And I like to believe that now that I'm in, I'll stay in. And so far, I've been in and stayed in. So I want to help you to get in. So I'm going to bring you 5 tips that you can use in order to prepare to get into the medical industry after you get your PhD degree. Tip number 1, start preparing now while you're a student and identify the industry companies that you would like to work for. I am speaking of those large companies. We know those big giants, but I am highly emphasizing the small ones, the ones that are hard to find and take a lot more homework to look for. The reason why I'm emphasizing small companies is because they like new PhDs, which is awesome. They interview more new PhDs and usually more new PhDs get those jobs. You could kind of figure out why. Well, one of the main reasons is that they're small, they're growing, they're implementing things, and guess what? You are technically growing and trying to implement yourself into the professional world, so you're a good fit. Please make sure you pay attention and look for those small companies. Your chances will increase of getting that job you want in industry. Tip number 2 is to go on to LinkedIn and identify PhDs who have worked in that company or still do work in that company in a position that you're interested in. What you're looking for is how they describe their background and their experiences. And of course, if you don't have those experiences, you're not gonna write that, right? What you're looking for is the language, the key terms, the way they go into presenting themselves in order to have gotten that job. And so you want to extract as much of those key terms, that language, as much as possible to incorporate into your descriptive document, which we know is your resume. That brings us to tip number 3. Create an industry-based resume. Listen, guys, if you want to be taken seriously and get into industry, you're going to have an industry attractive resume. For a while, I didn't know what that really was. I thought it was like just a CV where you just put everything you did so well as a PhD student. And like, no, it's not. So you have to learn how to create an industry-based resume. Now, there are companies out there that help you, but there's also sometimes free access. Like, you may Google something and you realize that there's a resume out there that's geared towards industry, maybe not even scientific or medical industry, but just in general, an industry, a corporate, big, giant biotech job. And you see the structure, you see how it looks, you see how finessed and sharp and refined it is. You want that same type of format, that same type of sharpness and concise way of explaining yourself. Now, as you go further, once again, you can use that second tip to really identify the language that needs to be within that resume to be an attractive industry candidate. But you want to start learning, what does an industry presentation look like on paper? And so I would say to start looking for those industry resumes. And then if you don't find one online, why not just ask someone? All they can say is no. I don't want to help. And that wasn't me, so I doubt it. Which leads right into the 4th tip. Ask someone who has a PhD, who works in industry, to simply look over your resume for you after you have done your homework and done your own finessing. Please do not send someone like a CV and be like, can you help me from scratch? Because that is a paid position. Now, we want to make the most use of someone who we're asking a favor from their time. So we're going to present ourselves as much as possible. We've already looked at the backgrounds of other people who work in that position. We would have already started incorporating key terms. We already started using industry formatting and the look, the presentation. Things are concise. It's probably down to 2 pages. I mean, if you're super duper at this, it's probably 1. You would have done your homework. Come correct if you really want help, because people do want help. And so why not ask? Tip number 5, network. I know you've heard this before. Network. But I am talking about authentic networking. Authentic networking. There's a difference. Being your real self includes you really being you, right? Not necessarily being a robot who goes around trying to conjure up as much names and cards, business cards, as possible. When I was actually about to graduate, and even when I graduated, I would go to these networking events with like laser tunnel vision eyes, like, I'm going to talk to her, and I'm going to get his card, and then I'm going to follow up, and it was just so robotic, and it was not an authentic, genuine connection I was trying to make with people. Professionally, but still, you have to make some type of connection. And the way you can make a connection is by asking them to mentor you during this process. Now, they will not know that you may have 4 other mentors that are helping you through this process. They will just know it's you and them. And they will feel some sense of accomplishment in helping you, right? I don't know which better way to put it, but I feel like they will feel like, you know what? I don't mind. No, I just met this person. However, I have now obtained the level that I want to attain, and I don't mind, taking some time and giving back and talking to them and directing them. I may not be able to get them a job or the job in my company. And you have to remember that because someone mentors you, do not assume that they're going to be able to get you a job or the job where they work. But you really want that guidance. Guys, you need that guidance. I know I needed it so badly, which is one of the reasons why I'm bringing you this many other videos. So guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. Listen, I know you really want to get into industry, and it's possible. It really is. It took me a very long time to get into the industry. But like I said, once you're in, you're in. Unless you don't want to be in anymore. But more than likely, if you're trying to get in and you know how much work it takes to get in, you will stay in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments that you want to hear, and just get more advice and tips on videos like this. I know how difficult it was. I want to make it easier for you. And so I hope this video is doing just that, as well as many of my future videos to come. I thank you for tuning into this video, and please make sure you connect with me again soon. Bye.